Greetings, this is the book that I told you about. I was notified by the publisher of its release while I was still in Portugal in order to document the artifacts in the Calouste Museum, some of which you have already seen. So the title says, of course it's in French, The Painters of Ancient Egypt. Subtitle is Their Language, Their Palettes, Their Styles. And at the bottom you have the name of the author, who is Nadine Cherpillon. Now Nadine is a female name for those who don't know. This is very recent because you can see that the copyright is 2023. Right from the book cover, we can already read a few glyphs. You should know that when you have the eye in the throne, it's the name of a very famous métier. This is determinative. You might not be accustomed to see it appearing that way, but I guess you have distinguished that this is a beard. If I'm not mistaken, this is a Gardner reference A40. So this is a determinative here. Some people may use the term classifier. You should know what the sage stands for. By itself, it is a biliteral, but many times it is used as an abbreviation for a very significant word. Some of you may recognize that glyph even though the artifact is damaged, but don't worry because that same glyph that you have here, now mind you, you should know the direction of reading here. Here the direction of reading is different. So that glyph here is the exact same one that you see here. So you should know what this stands for. Now this is the tongue, and it is a term that is similar to a particular Arabic word. Now, this is actually the animal rib. Here it looks more squarish, but it is the same here. Here it is slightly more linear. Now, this is a reed leaf, this is a scented game, and this is a ripple of water. So this is a very significant name. Now here, maybe you have not recognized it, but this is another very, very, very significant word. So I just want to show you really one artifact. But first I want to show you on page 16, it talks about the tomb of Duau Nehe. So those who have taken the class should be able to dissect this name at least in two parts. Then we have another. There it is. Another name that you should be able to dissect is on the page 18, and it talks about the tomb of Userhat. So I presume that you may have recognized what User is according to the transliteration, and then Hat. We have seen Hat several times. Now the artifact that I wanted to show you is this one here. Now for the record, this one here is on page 17 because we have page 16 on the left. And what we have there is, it says next page here, figure 6, Tomb of Passer. TT, which stands for Theban Tomb, 367, War PM3. So this is the artifact right there. It is safe to presume, safe to say that these artifacts were damaged intentionally. You see? Now we can tell the leopard skin. We have the tool, which is normally used for the opening of the mouth. Now this time we have some water. And what we can see here is the cone of bread, the altar with the two phonetic complements. Now, this is the falcon, and then those two glyphs, which will give us the T ending. This is basically Hieroglyphic. Now, you should know that glyph. This one may not look like it, but this is the A biliteral. Now, you know what the basket stands for. And at the bottom, we have a very common word, with its determinative. Then we have the hen with the cone. This is the horned viper. Now, we do have the sickle and the eye. So do not confuse this with Maat, because the loaf of bread here belongs to this combination of the reed leaf, loaf of bread, and it might not look like it, but here this is the ripple of water and the determinative of the sun disk. So this is a word that many of you hear in the name of a very famous pharaoh. Now here we do have the typical formula. Actually, we have it at the top as well. So we have the sedge, the cone of bread, the altar, and the two phonetic complements. Then we have the throne, the eye, and the same determinative or classifier. The beer doesn't appear that well, but that's the same one.